So taking down the distributor, pretty straightforward, but I did take it all the way down. They don't necessarily sell all the rebuild parts. You've got to order a couple of seals and stuff that they may not sell directly on the Honda website. You can find them in Honda of Japan, is where I found them. Same thing with the rear input bearing, etc. I do have new, plug wire, distributor rotor, all that stuff. The internals I left completely alone effectively. You'll hear me talk a little bit about distributor body and maybe reusing one. The Type R was a specific, it wasn't a TD68, it was like a TD69 or something body. So I ended up keeping that body the same as the original and simply vapor blasting it. And so, yeah, I did leave that the same. Here, there's just a circlip that you take off and then a pin that's actually loose that pushes out, and then a couple of washers that you pull. Pretty straightforward. Again, most of these things are just the pickups that are a little bit complicated to get out, but realistically, it's pretty straightforward. And then you've got the internals, as far as like I said, the rotors and the pickups and whatnot. If you don't know, that key shaft that I'm pulling off right now is keyed a specific direction. It only goes into the camshaft. It's offset, and so it only goes into the camshaft one direction. And there's an oil hole right there. That's what I put the pick in, and that oil hole is what actually oils that key, and it keeps it lubricated so it doesn't wear out. And you've got your internals there. You've got obviously the O-ring that keeps the oil seal right there at the cam journal, and then you've got a internal bearing, kind of like the last one. One of the major differences is I think I can actually get a screwdriver on this particular one. That's my guess. And then you can whack it with the hammer a couple of times, rip right through it like I just did. I'm going to go with a slightly larger screwdriver. And then your inner seal, so this is the outer seal that would keep oil from leaking outside of your block, and then this is the inner seal that keeps oil from leaking inside the actual distributor. And then you've got your distributor basically fully broken down. So not too terribly much to it, in all honesty. Looks like I've got a little spider. I don't know if you can see this little guy right here, but it looks like it may have been a spider or something that had built a little web. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but that kind of little guy something. So as with most of these items, I've got spares of almost everything, and I'm trying to keep the car as original as possible, but when things don't go, I don't see a problem with using identical parts. Again, these are all OEM parts off of other cars that I've bought and sold, etc. And this is the original distributor housing. You can tell it has the broken bolt here. This one does not. It also has this stud here broken versus this one is not. Internals look, maybe this one, the new one as I'll call it, is a little bit cleaner than my original. Externally it's a little bit cleaner, but still not super clean. And so but everything else is identical. It has the D3179 stamping to it. You really see the difference on that back plate there. Same casting marks and that type of stuff. So no difference in the distributors. I can barely, oddly enough, I forgot they actually have the distributor code on them. And this one I can kind of see that it's a TD something or another. And on my original one, I really can't even read the code at all anymore. So like I said, most likely just going to go with this distributor here. I'll also send it off to get it vapor blasted. May send them both off and just use the better one. make sure that everything's the same, but it looks like it's a 68U as distributor code, so I'll make sure that that is the same, obviously, before using this, but looks like it's probably the same casting and everything, so that's it. While I'm here, double checking my shafts. Both of the cams here are marked P06. Obviously I've got the 2 screws that I put back in mine still there. On the back side, you'll notice that both of them say D03178 with B on top. That looks identical. The only thing that I do notice is this, the secondary distributor, the ring closest to this plate does not say PT3, and my stock one does. It looks like it actually says it just on the back side, and so I don't know if they didn't, it doesn't really matter which way it goes, and so the PT3 is on the back side. I don't think I won't be able to get footage of it, but everything else looks identical to me. Don't see any difference there. Both of them have rust on that center section of the shaft. The bearing in this one seems a little better. I'm going to probably take it apart and replace the bearing anyway, but just for comparison's sakes, that's what they look like. Hey guys, hope you enjoy watching the restoration of the rusty Barnacle, Integra Type R 98111. Please subscribe and keep looking for updates. Thanks.